Determining oxidation numbers. This worksheet just asks you to figure out how many valence electrons an atom has, how many electrons will be gained or lost, and what the oxidation number is based on that information. Now here's the example it gives us, boron. To figure out number of valence electrons, I come here to my periodic table. Boron is here in group 13. 13 ends in the number 3. Last digit tells me the number of valence electrons, so I know anyone in this group has 3 valence electrons. So 3 valence electrons. Now it's easier for boron to lose its 3 than to get more to make 8. Remember, if I 8, I full. This is closer to emptying out than it is to making a total of 8. So it's going to lose those 3. Make sure for each of these that you put either gain some number or lose some number. Do not just put the number 3 here and expect that to be counted correct. It should be gain a number or lose a number. Then here, the oxidation number is the charge that it has after it gains or loses those electrons. If you lose electrons, electrons have a negative charge. If you lose 3 negatives, your overall charge will now be positive, because you will now have more protons, which are positive, than you have electrons. So however many you lose is the charge positive for that element. If you were to gain electrons, you'd be gaining negatives, and so you would end up with a negative number here if you gain electrons. So for each one, look it up. So here's barium. Barium is in group 2. So it has 2 outer electrons. So here I would write the number 2. Now because 2 is closer to emptying out than it is to gaining enough to make 8, I'm going to say that it will lose 2. Alright, because it's closer to emptying out, so it will lose those 2 outer electrons. So lose 2. And again, because it lost negatives, its new charge is positive, so it will have a positive 2 charge, plus 2. As you go down, if you have any of these where the number of valence electrons is closer to 8 than it is to 0, then it will gain and you'll have a negative charge. Otherwise, the charge will be positive because you'll lose electrons. If you still have questions, please ask.